This is the Age of Empires News Digest for the week ending January 25th, 2022. I'm your host, Felix Varrock. Top story this week. A new item in downloadable content on SteamDB's Age of Empires 2 DE page sparks rumors of an upcoming DLC. Codenamed Porto, much of the speculation on the potential new civilizations center on geographic areas once part of the Portuguese Empire. The Portuguese civilization itself has been part of Age of Empires 2 since the 2015 release of the African Kingdoms DLC. Assumptions that the name Porto is significant stem primarily from the use of Prague as the codename for the DLC in which the Bohemians were introduced. An unnamed developer for Forgotten Empires claims that codenames are now chosen randomly to avoid spoiling the content. As an example, he noted that the African Age of Empires 3 DLC was codenamed Belfast. Age of Empires 3 also has a new update with the introduction of the Empire Wars game mode. Popularized by the Red Bull Wololo series in Age of Empires 2, games in this mode begin in the Exploration Age, and players will start with additional resources and a bolstered economy. Empire Wars replaced Deathmatch as an option for ranked play in Age of Empires 2 in July 2021. Since its introduction, Empire Wars has been almost twice as popular as Deathmatch had been in 1v1 ranked, and almost half again as popular in ranked team games. In Age of Empires 2 tournament news this week, the highest elo in the finals of Rang of Fire 3 is less than 2,000. Joey the Bonkerer at 1,599 beat Modri, who won Rang of Fire 2 in 2020, to secure his spot. Trendo at 1,425 won the last two games in his set to overcome Ziemziak, 2205 elo, and Hammer Time at 2,082. And highest rating Ensberg at 1,681 swept the first two games against Song Song, 2,422, and Eli, 2,042. Ensberg had also defeated Capoch in a controversial replay earlier in the tournament. Rang of Fire 3 is a 3-player free-for-all tournament organized by Grathrang. Finals are scheduled for Saturday, January 29th, starting at 20 GMT. Also upcoming this weekend, OGN is putting on 8 Mercenaries, a multi-format 8-player tournament that includes the Viper, Doubt, MBL, and Jordan. Starting Saturday, January 29th, the first round is a free-for-all, where the last 3 players standing continue to the semifinals. The next round pits the remaining 5 in a round of Capture the Relic, where the first player to return the single relic on the map to their monastery wins. A best-of-3 semifinals will be played the same day. On Sunday, January 30th, the 2 finalists will play 9 games for €75 per game, with an additional €50 going to the overall winner. Also starting this week, Return of the Clans begins Monday, January 31st. This A-tier 3v3 tournament is organized by Enmifo, Nova AOE, and Huehue Coyotl 22. It is scheduled to run through March. In Age of Empires 4 tournament news, Hera beat Marine Lord to win Winter Championship, with the Viper and Wham01 running up. This 1v1 $20,000 prize pool tournament was organized by Elite Gaming Channel and Lord Petito. It was sponsored by Microsoft. This is Hera's best showing at an S-tier Age of Empires 4 event. He placed in the 5-8 rank in Genesis, and in the 9-16 rank in SteelSeries Prime. Marine Lord had won all 3 of the A-tier placement events leading up to the championship, and he, quote, feels terrible, end quote, for losing the main event. Moving on to Age of Empires 2 1v1 ranked ladder news, Veleze continues to hold the #1 spot on the 1v1 random map ladder with an elo of 2,548, followed by Cito, Fire, and Capoch. This week, the most popular civilization on the ranked ladder continues to be the Franks on Arabia, Arena, and overall. On Arabia, Britons continue to hold the second slot, followed by Magyars, Mayans, and Ethiopians. On Arena, Britons also continue to hold the #2 spot, followed by Goths, Turks, and Spanish. In terms of win rates, Franks take over the top spot from Bulgarians on Arabia, followed by Indians. Huns and Magyars tie for third. Poles continue to lead the pack on Arena, followed by Turks, Bohemians, Sicilians, and Burgundians. In map pool news, we start a new map pool today. Aside from the perennial options of Arabia and Arena, the devs have added African Clearing and Archipelago. Top community choice was Gold Rush, with 44% of voters choosing this map, followed by Yucatan and Wade. Maps were voted on by 573 participants. Finally, a big shout out to the accounts who breached 1,700 elo this week after having played 1v1 ranked multiplayer less than 1 week. At the top is Northern Pike from Finland, who reached 2,038 with an 88% win rate over 59 games. Azerty from France follows, reaching 1,877. Huns Are Huns from Italy reached 1,797, playing as the Huns 42 times. 30 from the Netherlands reached 1,776 with a 97% win rate. VIC from Brazil reached 1,760, and X_numbers_X from Poland reached 1,701, playing 28 games in 24 hours. Also a shout out to the players they beat on their way up. This has been the Age of Empires News Digest for the week ending January 25th, 2022. This is Felix Farrock. Thank you for listening.